Back on the floor here, ITC 2025. I'm here with Tom Rasmussen at Carpe Data. And, I was walking by, Tom, and I saw social data.
Yep.
It just caught my eye. Give me a little bit around some of the use cases for social data that you guys empower underwriting, as I understand, and maybe even business development, that type of thing.
Yeah, so the two big use cases for us are on the claim side.
Okay.
We help find people who've submitted claims that maybe there's some exaggeration going on.
Okay.
So let's say you hurt your neck in a car accident. We can go online and find you. And let's say you're actually traveling the world or out on a marathon doing things that you said you couldn't do. We give that to the insurance carrier so they can make the best decision to pay the right amount on that claim.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing we also do is we find small commercial businesses.
Okay.
And so that's really more of an underwriting use case.
Right.
So we can aggregate all that online data, and insurance carriers can use that for risk assessment of that small business.
Got it. So give me that small commercial piece is interesting. Give me a couple of use cases on how an underwriter might use publicly available data, social data to better underwrite a risk.
Yeah, so let's say you got a new application came in for a coffee house.
Okay.
But we find out based on the online data and reviews that other customers have submitted that this is actually a speakeasy after midnight. That might be a risk that carrier wants to know about, right? And so that's going to be a different risk profile than a coffee shop. That's going to be alcohol involved.
Sure.
People getting maybe a little rowdy, something you want to know about.
Absolutely. Or maybe an opportunity to upside look at liability or something like that, right? It makes a lot of sense. But one of the things that strikes me, though, is that folks could hear about this and they can think oh, wow, how creepy this is.
Yeah.
But to me, though, there's a good news stories in there, and that your data and the work that you do, it lowers the cost of insurance. Isn't that not right?
It does, yeah. So whether it's underwriting or with claims, we're going to make sure the carriers are paying the right amount. There's not all this fraud and exaggeration that's going out there, which unfortunately is a large percentage out there. Like fraud represents over $308 billion a year in cost to an insurance carrier. And unfortunately, that causes them to have to raise prices.
Right.
And we all end up paying that at the end of the day. So this really helps make sure that they're accurate, helps avoid a lot of litigation scenarios, excessive treatment, and ultimately, hopefully gets real good claims paid quickly, because we also find information of like, hey, this is a legitimate claim. Make sure that gets paid quickly. So it also happens on the positive side too.
That's awesome. Are there any other types or subject areas of data that you guys provide that might be of interest?
Well, I think the online data from a social media standpoint is certainly really interesting.
Right.
But we also see a lot of other data too out there, just from news articles, mug shots, arrest records, court documents.
Yep.
There's really a whole slew of information out there that is not used on a day-to-day basis in the claims process or underwriting process. And so we're trying to really bring this alternative viewpoint to carriers so they can leverage that information and really ultimately make the best decision they can.
Got it. One last question for you. I'm thinking about the actual practical use of your data. How does your data integrate into whether it's my claims process or my underwriting process? Do I have to go somewhere and key it in? Like, how does that all work?
Actually, we try to make it really, really easy. So obviously we can hook up directly with you, or like on the claim side, we actually have a direct connection with Verus ecosystems. So you can literally just go into claim search, turn us on, and that data that you send to Verus then gets fed directly into Carpe Data, and we shoot everything right back through Verus. So for an adjuster who's handling a claim, they're super busy.
Right.
They have a one-stop shop where they go in, get all the data, make their decision. It makes it really easy.
That's awesome. Tom, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.